Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to be showing you my Hoya collection. I did actually film this video a few weeks ago, but for some reason half of the footage was out of focus. So here we are, filming it again. Some of them I have inside here, some of them I have outside, and some I have in my greenhouse. So let's jump into the video. I'm just going to make a cup of tea and I'll be back. Okay, we're good. Decaf tea with almond milk because breastfeeding life. Bubby is asleep, so I will be talking a little bit quieter today. So to start off, I will show you this Hoya here. So this is my Hoya longifolia. It actually hasn't done like anything since I got it in a trade like at the start of last year, so it's like a year and a half old. Like, it's not dying, but it's not thriving. It's in a really a good airy, well draining mix, which Hoya like. It's quite bark heavy. Yeah, it's happy and it's got lots of little growth points, but it just hasn't really done anything. But that's fine, I like it. It's funky, it's quirky. My next Hoya is this guy here. Bring it up close. So this is a Hoya acuta. I actually put a message on Facebook, on Instagram asking if anyone had one for trade, and a lovely girl messaged me saying that she knew someone that I could get one off, and she organised it all. I paid her and she organised it. Fabulous. It has grown these two new leaves since I've had it, and this long little tendril which I actually have wrapping around my plant shelf just here. Really digging. You'll notice a lot of my Hoya are in clear pots, and that is just so I can keep an eye on the roots. Because let me tell you, if you've seen my last video on Hoya root mealy treatment, you would know I have had a few issues with my Hoya. So they're all in clear pots so I can see what is happening under the soil, because I was this close to getting rid of my whole Hoya collection. So we are here. I really like this one. It has really cool textured leaves. They're really thick and hard. Yeah, I just really like this Hoya. Okay, my next Hoya is this guy here. This is a Hoya crinkle 8. It gets its name because it has 8 little crinkles in the leaves. It is a variant of a Hoya carnosa. I really like this guy. He is really funky. I love the texture in its leaves. It gives it a bit more character. It was quite a bit longer, but I cut it and propagated it. Not really a lot to say about this guy. He is in a clear pot again, and he's actually in straight tree fern fibre, which I find Hoya really love. And you can kind of see there, he is growing some nice new white roots, so he is happy after his repot. Yeah, Hoya carnosa crinkle 8. This Hoya has been the bane of my existence. This is a Hoya cinnamonifolia. I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher all these names, so I will put them on the screen, but like, who doesn't butcher Hoya names? So yeah. This beautiful thing, I really wish it would grow because its leaves are huge. It has really nice veining, not that you can see because of all the, I don't know what this is, but it has grown so many tendrils, and all of them have dried up and fallen off, and I don't know what this Hoya wants from me. So for the rest of its life in my inexperienced hands, it is going to be forever a 2-leaf cutting. I don't know, I like it. I got this in a plant trade as well off a beautiful woman off Instagram. So yeah, Hoya, I call it Hoya Cinnibun. Hoya Cinnibun. This is a really lovely Hoya. This is a Hoya nicolsoniae. nicolsoniae. Focus please, there we go. Hoya nicolsoniae. Again, I really love this one because it has cool leaf veining and texture. I love the shape of the leaves. This one has been a really good grower for me. I have actually chopped and propped this one quite a bit. It is starting to put out a new tendril here, which is exciting, and it looks like it may be doing that on here as well, but and on the leaf tip where I cut it. Let's see if it'll see it. You can kind of see it there. Yeah, really easy care Hoya, really pretty, and I would recommend this one to beginners because it doesn't need a lot and it'll grow really well for you. This humble girl here is a Hoya keysii. I got this one in a trade as well. I actually get most of my Hoyas in plant trades. Just standard green Hoya. It's got really fuzzy undersides of the leaves. That is not in focus, but you know, they're really fuzzy. I really like this one. It hasn't grown a tremendous amount since I've had it, if I'm honest, but it's got quite a few new growth points, which is exciting, and it's in a clear pot and tree fern fibre as well. Yeah, I love feeling the leaves of this one. Moving along to this beautiful beast. This is a Hoya fungii. I really love these Hoyas. I wish this one would grow for me. It has grown 2 tendrils for me, but again, they've dried up and shriveled and fallen off. These two leaves here are new, so they've grown in my care. It did grow a big peduncle. I don't know if it'll focus on it, but there is a big peduncle in there. It didn't actually flower, but it did grow a peduncle, so that's good. And it does have a new growth point coming in, so I'm hopeful that this one will grow. It did actually grow really well when I had it in my prop box in my greenhouse, because it did suffer a bit of root rot, and so to rehab it I put it in my prop box, and that's where it grew its 2 new leaves. So I'm kind of thinking it loves the warmth and humidity, which my home just doesn't really have. But like, I'm kind of like, if I'm going to have houseplants, I want them in my house so I can actually see them and enjoy them. Like, I don't want them just sitting out in the greenhouse in a prop box just so I can be like, oh yeah, I've got this, but I never get to see it unless I go outside in my greenhouse, you know? Like, I want them in my home. I want to be able to look at them and touch them. This one here has really fuzzy undersides as well, which I like. It does have a little bit of fuzz on top, but not a tremendous amount, but I do really like the veining. They're very pretty. This little cutie, this is a Hoya cumingiana. Again, I got this in a plant trade, and she is so cute. Been a really good grower. When I got it, it was just this cutting to here. It has grown this shoot since being in my care, and I have actually propagated it, so it was a bit longer. Managed to get 3 cuttings from it, so 3 node cuttings. Yeah, it's a really good grower. It's really cute. It hasn't grown since I've cut it, but like, I'm hopeful she'll bounce back. But yeah, I really like it. Small little dainty leaves. Again, it's in a clear pot. This one actually has a bit of potting mix mixed in with the tree fern fibre. So yeah, that's a little cutie, Hoya cumingiana. My next Hoya is a very beautiful one. I love the pattern on this one. This is a Hoya carnosa crimson princess. If it'll focus, please. Yeah, so these are really pretty. They've got the variegation on the inside of the leaves. I got this girl as a cutting as well. There's 2 cuttings. Well, there's 3 in here, but I got 2 cuttings from 2 lovely people off Instagram in plant trades, and I've rooted them. I actually propagated one, planted them all back in here to make a fuller plant, and I do actually have 2 more cuttings which are rooting in the greenhouse, which I'll eventually plant in here to make a little full pot. Yeah, I just really like like it. It's so pretty. I love its pink stems. I love its variegated leaves. This one here actually has 1, 2, 3 growth points coming in. So it's got one here, a tiny little one there, and then another one down in here. If you notice in the soil the fuzzy sort of moldy stuff, that is the neem granules that I put in here when I was treating it for root mealy. Did that on all of the ones that I repotted. I don't know if it's harmful or not. It doesn't really have a smell, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I've got rid of as much as I can. I'm just gonna leave it and let it do its thing, but yeah, Hoya Crimson Princess. My next Hoya is this beautiful gal. And this is a Hoya Crimson Queen. And if you notice, this one has the variegation on the outside of the leaves. So it's green inner and variegated on the outside. Again, this is 3 cuttings that I've potted up all together. One was, oh actually no, I bought all 3 of these. 2 from one person and then 1 from another. And I've just planted them all together. And they look beautiful. And I do actually have 3 or 4 more cuttings of this rooting in the greenhouse. I don't think I will plant them back in here. I might keep them for future plant trades. But yeah, this one has been pretty easy care. I haven't had it revert on me, although one cutting I did have grew a pure white leafed strand, if that's how you English. That is one of the ones that's rooting in the greenhouse because I did cut that strand off and it did get a bit of root rot, so I cut the roots off too, so that is in rehab. But yeah, this is pretty easy care and it's really beautiful. It adds a nice bit of colour, nice bit of contrast, and sometimes when the new leaves come in, they come in like the white comes in pink and it looks really pretty. But yeah, Hoya Crimson Queen. This little dude I got as a plant trade as well. This is a Hoya lacunosa. I do have a bigger one in my greenhouse which I have growing up a trellis, but this is my little indoor one which I have taken a lot of cuttings from, and I do have a lot in the greenhouse, a lot of cuttings, and the one in the greenhouse that's growing up the trellis is like 3 times the size of this, and it was made up of 2 cuttings from her, so it really likes the greenhouse conditions. But yeah, I really like this one. I like its dark green leaves. I like how thick they are. I love a good thick firm leafed Hoya. Yeah, Hoya lacunosa. We all know and love this girl. This is a Hoya polynura or fishtail Hoya. It obviously gets its name from the way it grows. Its 2 leaves looks like a fishtail. Definitely one of my favorite Hoyas. I love the leaf veining, I love the splashiness, I love how it grows. It is just such a beautiful Hoya. Again, super easy care. This one is obviously just made up of 2 cuttings. Yeah, I really rate this Hoya. I do again have quite a lot of cuttings in the greenhouse and they are growing like crazy. I think eventually I may plant a few more in here to make it a bit fuller, but for now I'm really liking this cute little guy, and it has some new growth at that growth point there and new growth there as well. Really rate this Hoya, definitely recommend it. A great one for beginners as well. This Hoya has to be one of my favorite Hoyas. This is a Hoya pubicalis, however you say it, and she is a monster. Like, in comparison to me, she is huge, she is a monster, and I absolutely love it. This is my, let me see if I can get it there. That is my favorite leaf. It has so much splash, it looks so pretty, and if it gets quite intense light, the splashing can actually go quite pink, but mine is receiving indirect light, so it's quite silvery. Highly rate this Hoya. Great for any beginners who is just getting into Hoya if you want something that grows really quickly, grows really full. And I've just wrapped its tendrils around this bamboo stake, and it is loving it. It lives in my kitchen and it gets bright indirect light, but oh, I just love it. It's so pretty. And it actually has pushed out, ooh, let's see if I can get it on camera. Has pushed out a peduncle. It hasn't flowered for me yet, so I don't know what colour the flowers are on this one, but I'm hoping maybe in spring it may flower, who knows. When you go to, or when you are wondering when to water your Hoya, just give their leaves a bit of a squeeze and a little bit of a bend. If they are soft, flexible and a little bit wrinkly, that's when you know that your Hoya needs water. If they're still quite rigid and firm and plump and there's no wrinkles on them, then they're good to go. Just leave them. Yeah. Hoya pubicalyx. Okay, so that is it for my indoor Hoya. Now I will take you outside and show you my few Hoya I have outside, and then I'll take you into the greenhouse and show you my Hoya that I have in the greenhouse. Okay, so this Hoya I have hanging on my deck, and this is a Hoya shepherdii. This guy is growing like a weed. What I did was I took a heap of cuttings and I planted them all back in the top to make it nice and full. This guy flowered a lot over summer. Being outside, yeah, it actually quite likes it outside. It'll be interesting to see how it goes over winter, but it is showing no signs of slowing down. It is growing like mad. Yeah. Hoya shepherdii. Okay, we are in the greenhouse now. It's actually been raining all of yesterday and it's sunny this morning, and it is so humid in here. Like, damn. Okay, so the first Hoya I want to show you in here is this cutie. This is a Hoya bilobata. Again, I got this as 2 cuttings, so from 2 different people in plant trades, and I have since cut it and propagated it, so it's got 3 little planties in here. But it is growing really well. If you can see, these 2 cute little leaves have a bit of sun stressing. It has a peduncle. It attempted to flower, but I knocked them off, so here we are. Has a growth point here and a growth point here, and it is planted in a tree fern fibre pot, and it is thriving in here. I really want to get a lot more of these for my Hoya because they seem to really like it. I don't know how well you'll be able to see if it'll focus, but you can kind of see those little green dots there. That is the Hoya roots growing through. This little dude here is my Hoya compacta. It was quite a bit longer than this, but I did chop and prop it, so I have quite a few of these babies. This is probably the original mama, and here's one of her offspring. Yeah, I've got quite a few growing. Quite slow growers that have started growing quite a bit quicker since being in the greenhouse. It even has a new little growth point down there, and obviously these 2 new leaves are coming in. Really funky Hoya. They call it Hoya Hindu rope because it grows in like a twisty ropey pattern. Yeah. So this one here is a recent addition to my Hoya collection. This is a Hoya itapenensis. Hoya itapenus, as everyone on Instagram has been saying. I don't know why its leaves are growing like this. Like, are they variegated? I don't know. But I don't have a lot to say about this one because it is pretty new. It has grown this and this since having it. It does get like a bit of a reddy pinkish hue, as quite a few Hoyas do when they are a bit sun stressed. This one is growing in straight tree fern fibre, and as you can see, it is doing very well. This gal, this is a Hoya serpens. I have so many of these, it is ridiculous. They are so easy to propagate. They grow really well. I have noticed since having it in the greenhouse, the leaves have gotten quite a lot bigger than what they were growing inside. So I have got all my Hoya serpens in the greenhouse now. They did grow a few peduncles since being in the greenhouse. They didn't flower, but there's potential for next season for them to flower, so fingers crossed. My next Hoya is this Hoya here. This is a Hoya lineraris. I really rate these. These grow really, really well. I have quite a few. I have two sort of this size, and then I have a few that I've like mounted in different ways. So like I have this one which I have mounted on a little fern fiber board with some moss, and it is growing pretty well. I like to experiment with all my plants. But yeah, that is a Hoya lineraris. Again, super easy to propagate, grows really well, loves humidity. Again, straight tree fern fiber. But yeah, I really rate this one. This here, this is my Hoya Bella. She is made up of quite a few cuttings. She's really, really taken off since being in the greenhouse. She flowered for me, and I say flowered, it was one flower. Like not a bunch of flowers, it was just one flower. Yeah, she really likes the greenhouse conditions. Her leaves are actually quite big, if I can show you. Some of the Bellas I've seen, the leaves can be quite small, but this girl, her leaves are quite big. She must really like the lighting in the greenhouse. She is hung up on the roof. It gets quite good lighting. I do have shade cloth on the roof, as you can kind of see in the background. So no direct sun, but yeah, really good bright light. Yeah, Hoya Bella. So this is one of my Hoya prop boxes, and I have my Hoya obovata in there. So it is in rehab from quite a bit of root damage from when I had the root mealies, so it is rehabbing in here with some of the propagations. If you can see over there, that is another Hoya I have. That's a Hoya pauciflora or something like that. I'll put it on the screen again. Other Hoya I have in my collection. Yeah, so in here I have my Hoya kerrii. Again, it is in rehab from quite a bit of root destruction from the root mealie, so it is in rehab in this prop box. It's chilling out for now in straight tree fern fiber, and I'm hoping the humidity will help boost some growth and produce some nice new roots for her so she lives on. I'm not sure what kind of Hoya this one is, but it's very splashy. I have a lot of cuttings. The leaves come in red and then they fade to green with this splash. So beautiful. You can see I have quite a few little splashy leaves. So I'm not sure on what that Hoya is, but it is one of my favourites. It is so pretty. I've actually just recently moved this Hoya carnosa outside too. This is my big mama plant. He is going to be living outside here, and I have put another one in a tree, which were just cuttings from her, so I think she'll like it outside a bit more than she likes it inside. Okay guys, I think that concludes my Hoya collection. Let me know what your favourite Hoya is in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, and please subscribe to my channel because I will be uploading more videos more regularly. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!